Hey everyone, remember my last video? I told you DeepSeek V2 is 15 times cheaper than GPT 5.5 Pro. And I said that's great for you and me. Well, today I'm going to tell you about someone who says, wait, that's not the whole story. Her name is Luo Fuli. She runs the AI team at Xiaomi, one of the biggest tech companies in China. And she's been seeing things that make a lot of people in the AI industry uncomfortable. She says, I don't hear PhDs. I don't even hear master's graduates. I go find second year and third year college students because, in her words, more education can pollute your thinking. She also says the way some AI companies charge users, like Anthropic's subscription, is basically a trap. And she made one of the boldest predictions I've heard this year. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, will arrive in 2 years, not by 2030. 2 years. So who is this girl? And why should you care? Today I'm going to break down her most controversial ideas and now also connect it back to my last video. Because if you thought cheap AI is always good, she has a different take. Let's go. First, a quick background. Luo Fuli was born in 1995. She studies computer science at Beijing Normal University, then got a master in computational linguistics at Peking University. While still in grad school, she published 8 papers at ACL. That's one of the top conferences in AI and language research. After school, she worked at Alibaba's Demo Academy, then joined DeepSeek. She was a key developer of DeepSeek V2, the model that led to V4. Then, in late 2025, the CEO of Xiaomi, Lei Jun, reportedly offered her a multi-million-dollar salary to join his company. In November 2025, she officially became the head of Xiaomi's MiMo large model team. So today, she is the technical lead for one of China's biggest tech companies. But she talks like nobody else in her position. Here is the first thing she said that got people angry. In a recent interview, she was asked how she recruits people for her team. She said, I'm paraphrasing, I'm studied shifting toward hiring undergrads, second year and third year students, because their flexibility and adaptability haven't been polluted yet. Their thinking hasn't been locked in. Polluted, that's the word she chose. She basically said, by the time someone finishes 4 years of college, their mind has been damaged in terms of creativity and adaptability for this field. And she backed it up. She said a good learning environment can train up a student's skills in 1 to 3 months. So to her, the 4 years of traditional education aren't just unnecessary. They are harmful in some ways. I get why this sounds crazy, but here's the twist. She's not alone. There is a US defense tech company called Palantir. It's worth over $300 billion. In 2025, they launched a program that hires high school graduates directly, skipping college entirely. I'm not saying colleges use this, but there is a growing trend in tech that says role thinking might matter more than credentials. And Luo Fuli is one of the loudest voices in that conversation. Okay, now let's talk about the thing that connects directly to my last video. A couple of weeks ago, Anthropic, the company behind Claude, decided to block certain third-party tools from using their subscription plan. Why? Because some users were paying $200 a month, but consuming $5,000 worth of compute. The math didn't work. Luo Fuli jumped into the conversation. She said, I suspect Anthropic's subscription is probably not making money, maybe even losing money. Then she looked at those third-party tools that were abusing the system. She said their code was written very badly. Lots of waste, lots of inefficiency. The real cost of serving those users was probably 10 times what they were paying. Then she made a bigger point. She warned other AI companies, don't just blindly compete on low prices, selling tokens at rock bottom prices while letting inefficient tools drown your resources is a trap. It hurts the whole industry. Now, here's where you might be confused. In my last video, I told you DeepSeek V2 is super cheap, 50 times cheaper than GPT 5.5 Pro, and I said that's great. So, is Luo Fuli criticizing DeepSeek? Is she says cheap AI is bad? Not exactly. Let me explain. Back in late 2025, when Luo Fuli first introduced the Xiaomi's Mi models, she actually compared them to DeepSeek. Publicly, she said, my models are faster and cheaper than DeepSeek. So wait, she did the same thing. She promoted cheap AI. But now she's warning against the price wars. Is that a contradiction? Here's the difference. Luo Fuli is not against the cheap AI. She is against the irresponsible cheap AI. Cheap without a plan. Cheap without quality. Cheap that forces companies to cut corners just to match a price tag. What she is saying is, if you are going to be cheap, do it right. Have an efficient model. Have a sustainable business model. Don't just slash prices because everyone else is doing it. That's not competition. That's just losing money together. So when she compared her models to DeepSeek, she was saying, I can play this game, but I'd rather not break the game to win. In other words, DeepSeek's low price is a result of genuine efficiency. That's good, but when companies copy that without the same efficiency, they hurt themselves and the user. So she's not criticizing DeepSeek, she's criticizing cheap clones. That's a subtle but important difference. Now, for the really big one. Luo Fuli said in an interview, if I had to pick one word to summarizing the next year in AGI, it would be self-evolution. What does that mean? Imagine an AI that can learn, improve itself, and get better without humans needing to manually update it. It learns on its own. Then it uses what it learns to teach itself even more. That's what she means by self-evolution. Just a year ago, she thought this would take 3 to 5 years. But now, after working on cutting-edge systems, she thinks the window has shrunk to 1 or 2 years. And here's what really got me. She said when AGI arrives, she believes within 2 years, the first thing it will change is not how we live, but how we work. Because work is where AI can immediately create economic value. Many jobs as we know them today will just change or disappear. She even said this is not an agent error year. This is a productivity acceleration year. You will directly feel that a lot of your work no longer needs you to do it. I don't know if she's right. 2 years is fast, really fast. But she's not some random blogger. She runs a massive AI team at one of the world's largest tech companies, after having built some of the most important open source AI models in the world. When she speaks, people in the industry listen, even if they don't agree. Let me put this together. Why does this person matter to you? Why is she worth a video? 3 reasons. First, she's living proof of what she preaches. She came from a small town, went to good but not elite schools, and ended up leading one of the most important AI teams in the industry because of what she can do, not because of where she went or who she knew. Second, she's asking the right questions. Her critique of education, of AI pricing battles, of where the industry is headed, these are debates that will affect every one of us who uses AI. and she's one of the few insiders who speaks publicly about the third. Her prediction about AGI is serious. She's not seeing this full attention. She is seeing it because she sees it happening in her own lab. That matters. No, you don't have to agree with everything she says. I'm not even sure I do. But I think it's worth paying attention to people who are willing to say uncomfortable things, especially when they have the track record to back it up. That's it for today. Here's my question for you in comments. What do you think? Is AGI really coming in 2 years? Or is that just a hype? And do you think she's right about college? Are degrees overrated in AI? I'm really curious what you think. If you enjoy this, hit like and subscribe. I make videos about AI and tech from people you should know to trends you should watch, to stuff you probably won't hear in the mainstream coverage. I'm Dr. Su, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.